We're in the final stages of the pre-draft process with pro days over the next month or so with Phil Savage, the executive director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. And Phil has a knack for coming up with naming these groups of players. You know, we break them down in so many different ways. This is one of my favorites. This is the Don't Forget About Me guys.
Yeah, we've got 7 players listed here that were on the original invitation list for the Reese's Senior Bowl. But unfortunately, they got hurt during their final year, were not able to participate here, could not perform at the combine. We're not really sure of their status for the pro day.
Right.
But these are players that are going to represent significant value for the clubs that are wise enough to take them at the end of April.
All right, so you've got 7. Let's see who you got here.
Let's run through the list here. Number 1, Will Redmond, Mississippi State. Now his pro day is March the 10th, but he was an outside corner, 25 tackles, 2 interceptions before he wrecked his knee and ACL. Very athletic performer on the outside, can run down the field, 5'11", 182 pounds. I think if he can get his health back, he's got a chance to play in the NFL. Okay. Next up, Jordan Lucas, Penn State. He's another combination defensive back. Spent 3 years, actually 2 as a starter at cornerback, then his final season at safety. Banged up his shoulder, has not been able to participate in anything, but at 6 foot, 201 pounds, he's got the kind of skills that teams are looking for because he's a versatile piece in a defensive secondary. Okay. Adam Gotze, defensive lineman from Georgia Tech. Interesting story. Played Australian rules football, came to America, became a 3-year starter, team captain at Tech. He's another player that went down with a knee injury, but 6'4", 287 pounds, 34-plus inch arm length. He's an ideal fit for a team in a 3-4. Max Turk, USC center, 6'5", 298 pounds. He's very tall for the pivot. But here's the key for him. He started games at left tackle, left guard, center, and right tackle. So he gives you almost 5-way versatility as a backup, and he can do that until he gets his health in place, where he probably will be a starter at some point in the future. Devante Booker, running back from Utah. 2 years with the Running Utes of Utah, 2,773 total yards, 21 touchdowns, but maybe more importantly, 80 catches over those 2 campaigns. He's got a chance to be a 3-down back. He represents a really nice value choice for somebody in this 2016 draft. And 2 final players to mention, Tyler Higbee from Western Kentucky, converted wide receiver to tight end. He's now 6'6", 249 pounds. He's got a knee injury that just won't go away, but 38 catches on the season, very athletic, can threaten the seam down the middle of the field. He's an intriguing candidate for a team that wants to utilize the tight end as a receiver. And then maybe the most noteworthy of all, this is a player that is not really a don't forget about me player because everybody knows about him, Carl Joseph, the safety from West Virginia. Now his running mate, KJ Dillon, has really capitalized on his outings at the Senior Bowl and then of course at the Combine. But Carl Joseph, through 4 games, had 20 tackles, 5 interceptions before he wrecked his knee. He's on the rebound, but he's a player that will ultimately start in the National Football League as soon as his health clears up.
All right, so 7 names to keep track of. Out of sight, but not out of mind for most of these NFL clubs.